Better to be late than never arrive to the party at all, right? That's what I think. Hey guys, so I'm filming this on January 7th. I feel like I'm pretty late to the party. Everybody else probably already has like their how much makeup did I use up in a year videos out. But you know what? I worked really hard to remember to save all of my packaging and everything and write down totals and tallies. So I'm doing it. I'm showing you how much makeup I used up in the year of 2019. Now, I do have to mention though, a lot of the stuff that I used up was not like brand new. Like a lot of it was like half used stuff. Like I think I did a really good job this year of moving out those like halfway used up items. So the numbers might be a bit like skewed as far as like what your average person would use up in a year, or what like by the end of 2020 like what I will have used up. Hopefully that makes sense. But But anyway, we are just going to go. I have all my makeup, all of my like body care, hair care, everything. We're just going to go through it. I will start with the makeup, and then if you're not interested in like body care or hair care, you could either skip to the end of the video and see like the total value of everything, or you can just click off. Like it's totally up to you. But we will just start with primers. So I finished up 6 primers this year. My favorite that I finished up, I had the jumbo size Smashbox Photo Focus primer, and then I had like just the standard size of it. I really think that is my holy grail go-to like all over face primer. And once I roll out the other ones in my collection, unless there's one that beats it, like that is just what I'm going to stick with. I think it's great. I really love the effect of it. But the total amount of like the dollar amount of the 6 primers was $143.98. So next we will move on to foundation. Now 2 of those that you're seeing on the screen, because I do have pictures, 2 of those are a BB cream. It's the Misha BB cream, which I get off of Amazon, and I have to mix the shades 21 and 23 in order to get like my perfect shade. So that's why, so those 2 I use in conjunction, but I count them as like separate because they are 2 separate products. But anyway, the biggest fail out of this category is that Tarte Clay Stick foundation. It is $39 and it is just not worth it. It looks horrible on the skin, at least on mine. No matter how much moisturizer I could put on my skin, or like if I mixed it with like an oil or a serum, it just looked heavy and cakey. Not worth that $39. But the total value for foundation that I used up was $105.94. So next we will move on to concealers. I actually finished off 4 concealers this year. It's 2, you can't really see it I guess in the picture, but it's 2 of the Ulta Beauty full coverage concealers, and I think one was like in the shade light cool and one was like light warm or something. And then the Flower Beauty concealer, and then the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. That Tarte one, it smells like paint thinner and it's terrible, but I loved it. It was like a thin, liquidy concealer, so if you don't like that or you don't like the smell of paint thinner, don't get it. But it provided a lot of coverage. Like I wouldn't say it was full coverage. It was probably like medium, but you could layer it and build it up to full. But it was just so nice, so light, and it never once made my under eyes look cakey. So I really think that as soon as I whittle down my concealer collection, like that is going to be one that will be a staple in my life. But those 4 concealers came out to a value of $53.99. So next we have powders. And so in this, I just counted like loose powders and pressed powders. So like that Too Faced one that you're seeing, it's the Born This Way like loose powder, which that is my holy grail, and I'm missing it. And it took me so long to finish that off because loose powders, I only use them under my eyes and then like around my nose and my smile lines. So those pressed powders, the 8 of them, they totaled out to be $108.47. Next, we will go on to bronzers. Now, I finished off 2 bronzers. That Physicians Formula one was just like a little deluxe size that I got in like a box set. It came with that, like a little blush, a little eyeshadow duo, and a perfume, I think. But I still finished off. It was still a bronzer that I finished off. And I calculated the value of it by, like, let's say I think the box was like $15. So I divided the 15 by however many products were in the box, and that's how I got that. I think it ended up being like around $4. But the other one is the Becca bronzer. It was like Sunlit Waves, I think. It was a limited edition bronzer. You can't get it anymore. But it was that one where it was like all the different colors and like the little, it had like a squiggly pattern on it. Loved that bronzer. Wish they would bring that back. But anyway, the value of my two bronzers is $42. Blush, I did not put any. I have finished off some cream blushes, but I put that I have finished off none. I have not finished off any powders, but I did finish off some creams. But the two creams that I finished off were like in a palette. It was in the Balm How About Them Apples palette. And for that, I don't want to count that as done and an empty until all of those pans are done. So that's why you're not seeing like that. And then the same for highlighter. I didn't finish off any liquid or powder highlighters at all this year. For brows though, I do have two products that I finished off. It was two brow pencils, one from Ulta Beauty and one from ColourPop, and if I'm not mistaken, they were both in the shade Taupe. The Ulta Beauty one in the shade Taupe honestly felt more like a light brown to me, so I didn't like it, and I don't remember liking that pencil in general even. So, but I will note, I don't think I'm going to be purchasing any brow pencils because I don't have a lot of eyebrow to begin with. And so the brow pencils, like, I just blow through them too quickly, in my opinion, to justify having to like purchase one almost every month. But the value for this category was is it 13 or 15? $15.50. That Ulta Beauty brow pencil is like expensive because I know the ColourPop one is only like $6. So for eye primer, I finished off my little like mini size of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. So the value is $13. I haven't really formed an opinion on eyeshadow primer like in general. I do think it helps with like the creasing because I have hooded lids, but I don't know like if I have a go-to or like a favorite or anything like that. So we'll just keep chucking, and I still have some in my collection. So eyeshadows. Now, again, like with the blush palettes, for instance, yes, I finished off like 14 eyeshadows, I think, in my Rock Mega Pro 3, but I'm not going to count that until like the whole palette is finished off, or at least until I feel like I've gotten, you know, my money's worth out of that palette. So you're not going to see it. What you are seeing though is two of the like mini sizes of Stila Glitter and Glows that come in like their little trios that they usually put out at the holidays. So if I'm not mistaken, I think the two shades are Smoldering Satin and Rose Gold Retro, but I could be wrong. But anyway, the value of that, so I think that set when you buy it in 3 is $25, so then you divide that by 3, and my friend took one of them. So I counted this as $13 worth of product used up. And let's see, for lip liner, I only finished one lip liner. It was the CYO lip liner in the shade Handful, and I really like that. It was a really pretty like pink formula that just went great with like every shade of lipstick. It took forever. I did not think a lip liner would last that long, and that one lasted very long. But the total value for lip liners then is $3.50. Lipsticks had none to put in there. Mascaras, I had 4 mascaras that I used up, and so you'll see like 3 of those are like mini deluxe sizes, and then there's only one full size. It's the Tarte Gifted mascara. I am still on the hunt for like my perfect mascara. I really like the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, and I like the Benefit Roller Lash, which I did use up both of those. I do like the Tarte Gifted. I don't really remember what I thought about that Marc Jacobs one, to be honest, but anyway, the value for this category for 4 mascaras is $62. And then for setting spray, this was the category that surprised me the most. But like I said, a lot of these that I had that I finished off this year, I came into the year where they were already half used. It was just pushing myself to finish off the other like half of them. So I finished off 13 setting sprays. That is 1 Smashbox primer water, 2 CYO setting sprays, which those I do not recommend. I did not realize this, but alcohol is like the first or second ingredient in those, and you can smell it and it stings your eyes, and it makes your skin feel tight. So I finished those off. I think I just powered through them because they were so little. It didn't take that long. So the value really isn't there either because you could plow through them so easily. So like even if they weren't made with alcohol, like don't invest in those. I finished off 3 MAC setting sprays, which is probably my favorite setting spray. The MAC setting spray just really takes down the powder and like helps blend everything into your skin, and it just makes everything look flawless. 2 Maybellines, which I don't remember my thought process on those. That the Wet n Wild one, it was like their Photo Focus Cucumber scent. Like, no, that smelled horrible and didn't do anything. And then I had 4 of the Catrice Prime and Fine mattifying setting sprays. And I don't remember that being like a terrible setting spray. I remember, I think, liking it. But the thing is just that the size of them is so small, and I think they're around like $8 a pop. Like, it's just not monetarily worth it with like how quickly you would go through one of those, and what you're paying for when, something like a little more expensive, like the Ofra setting spray that I have. I think that thing is like 8 ounces. It is the biggest thing of setting spray I've ever seen in my life. But that's $18. So like that's a far better value than like those. But anyway, the total value for the setting spray category was $189.43. So the last thing for makeup that I have, and I am going to include this in my makeup, like I feel like it's fair. I know some people probably wouldn't, but I saved all of the like sponges that I used this year, and then I had what I use to clean my brushes is I don't think it matters like what brand. This was just what I happened to have, was the CVS brand of Castile soap, and that is what I use to clean my sponges and my brushes. So that whole big container, it lives like under my bathroom sink, like that's all it goes for. So I feel like that's pretty fair to count this in as like makeup use up because I'm specifically using it to clean my brushes. But I finished 9 sponges. And on the screen, so the 2 green ones are Eco Tools. That like kind of light pinky one is an e.l.f. And then the 4 orange ones are obviously Real Techniques one. That hot pink and that blue one are ones that I got off Amazon, and I don't remember like the name of them. I think it was like Beakery or something. But they came, it was like $8.99 for like a pack of 5 of them, I think. 5 or 6 of them. They're terrible. They lift up product off of your face, and they also like your concealer under your eyes, they make it look cakey. It's really weird. I do not recommend those. I'm just like not gonna buy any beauty sponges off of Amazon like that unless it's something that I know, like Real Techniques or Eco Tools. But like I'm not, those are my 2 go-to sponges. I like both of those, so I'm just gonna stick with those. But anyway, 9 sponges, they came out to a total value of $43.54. And I throw my sponges away. I wash mine every time before I do my makeup. And so they break down. And that's fine with me because I like using the sponge and I'm fine that they break down. I want them to be clean. So I throw them away when they start to like rip apart and get like a hole in them. And then the cleaner was $9.49 worth. So that is all the makeup. So I'm going to skip ahead to the skincare, body care, hair care, stuff like that. So we will start with face masks. I finished off 10 face masks. And did I have, oh, no, okay, wait, sorry. I pulled up the wrong picture. I'm like looking at the pictures on my phone and looking at like my reference sheet. But anyway, I finished off 10 face masks. So this I think was my most like expensive category of like makeup skincare like used up. This came to a value of $249.74. So you'll see in there, like, I have 2 of the Philosophy Purity masks, which I love those clay masks. Now, if you don't like a gritty exfoliating face mask, then don't get those. Everything else in here I think was overpriced or just not worth it. Like that Formula 1006 one, the Be Pure mask, that was terrible. Didn't do anything for your skin, in my opinion. And then like the Drunk Elephant and that Fresh Rose face mask, those are just overpriced. I just don't think that they do anything. Like that Drunk Elephant one is $80. And I have the ordinary AHA mask, and I feel like I get the same amount of benefits from both of those. So to me, Drunk Elephant is just overpriced in general, but you make your own opinions and form your own thoughts. And then Pixie is the same way. I think Pixie is too expensive for like what you're getting. So some of those are definitely items that I would not repurchase again. But yeah, $249.74 worth. That's crazy to me. So the next one we will do is face wash and scrubs. So I finished off 6 washes. One of those was the Drunk Elephant Jelly Cleanser. That, it's just so overhyped. There is no need for that, in my opinion. Like, I used it to take off my makeup, and it's like $32 for that one tube. And there are other products that are just as good, if not better, for cheaper or around the same value. So I think that is just such a letdown, and it made my skin feel tight. Just not something I'm into. But the total value for this category was $75.55. And so then we have toners and micellar waters. Excuse me. So I finished off 4 of those. 3 of them are the CeraVe Hydrating Micellar Waters, and then 1 was the Pixie Rose Tonic Micellar Water. And I really did like that Pixie one. I feel like that, it didn't smell like overly like rose scented or anything. It wasn't like offensive, and it really calmed my skin when I would use it. But again, it's such a small bottle, and I think that was like $15-20. Like, I'm just not, no. It's the use per value, it just doesn't add up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Anyway, the total value for this category is $53.97. So then we move on to, I just grouped these together. It's facial sprays and sheet masks. So I finished off 2 of the Heritage Store Rose Water facial sprays. So the value for both of those was $20.58. And then I finished off 11 sheet masks, and I get those dermal sheet masks off of Amazon, and I really like them. I haven't been using sheet masks as often as I used to. I have some still in my collection. Like, I need to make a decision, like, do they have a place in my routine or just finish off what I have? I don't know yet, but the value for those 11 sheet masks was $10. So the total value for this category is $30.58. And then I have like chapstick, lip balm type products. So I finished off 8 lip balms, we'll say. So 3 were like in your standard like little tube thing, like a Burt's Bees, and like 2 chapstick ones. And then 4 of them were like in little pots, and then 1 was the First Aid Beauty. I really liked that First Aid Beauty one. I think that it's like $12 or $14, I think, somewhere around in there. But it lasted forever, and it really made my lips feel nice. So I think once I work through a lot of the other lip balms in my collection, like, I will be repurchasing that one. But the value of this category came out to be $28.54. So now we will move on to hair care items. So I have it all like broken down and then like a total for this actual category. So I finished off 1 set of shampoo and conditioner, and it was a clarifying shampoo and conditioner set from Avalon Cosmetic. No, just Avalon. I ordered it off of Amazon, and it came in a 2-pack, and it was a $17 value for both of those. I really loved that as a clarifying shampoo. I have like dry, itchy scalp, but it's not like dandruff, like it's not like flaky like that. But it just gets so itchy and so dry. And that clarifying shampoo by Avalon really worked wonders for that. And the lemon scent was actually, it smelled almost like Fruit Loops, but it wasn't like offensive. Like, I really did enjoy it. So then for leave-in conditioners, I did finish two. One was like a milk and honey one, and then one was like a mini size of a Briogeo one. So the value for both of those is $14. And then for dry shampoo, I finished off in the year 7 dry shampoos. How many dry shampoos do you finish off in a year? I feel like 7 is an ungodly amount. Now, granted, I don't wash my hair all that much. And I did used to, I mean, I'm sure if you've been here for a while, you know that I used to have hair like down to my hips, basically. So yeah, it took quite a bit of dry shampoo to dry shampoo my hair. But I still just feel like 7 is a ridiculous amount. But I really do love the Not Your Mother's texturizing Beach Babe dry shampoo. But if I commit to this curly girl method and curly girl lifestyle, like, I'm not using dry shampoo anymore. So I do have one more in my collection that I'm trying to finish off before I officially start the curly girl method, just because I don't want to be wasteful. But for dry shampoo, that was $42.41 worth. So all in all, this hair care category totals out to be $73.41. So next I have face and eye creams. And so this one was quite expensive, but part of that is because, again, there's a Drunk Elephant eye cream in there that's like $68 when I have other cheaper eye creams that work just as well. Most of these face creams, like both of those eye creams, like that Burt's Bees one and that Drunk Elephant one, I did not like. The Drunk Elephant one was nice, but it's just not $68 worth of nice. And then that Burt's Bees one is just terrible. Don't invest in that. But then the moisturizers, like it's the Sephora Green Tea Moisturizer, didn't feel like that had any kind of calming effect. The Ulta Beauty Waterful Gel Moisturizer, didn't really like it. Kind of burned. And then I think the glass jar one is like the Garnier Skin Active Moisturizer. I don't really remember that one. And then the La Roche-Posay SPF Moisturizer. I liked that one, but the price of it for that little tube, it was like $20. So I just don't think I'll be repurchasing that. But anyway, the face and eye cream category for all 6 of those comes out to $135.40. So for perfume, I finished up one perfume. This came in the same box set as that Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So it was just like a little mini. I don't think you can buy that perfume like outside of a box set when they release it. I wish they would sell it individually because I love that perfume. But that came to $4 in value. So for body lotions, I used up 7. Out of the 7 that you see there, I really think my favorite is the First Aid Beauty. And it's a body cream and it is thicker, but I love it in the summer and in the winter. Like, I just think it does such a good job. So once I kind of work through some of my other body creams, I think I'm going to treat myself to buying one of those. But the total for this category came out to $133.99. So then the very last category that I have is body scrubs. And so I finished off 4 of those. 3 of them are from Tree Hut. And then the one with like that butterfly on it was from the Amish store when I went down home to visit. So that one was like a chocolate chip mint kind of smell. And it was really nice. It was like homemade. I really liked it. And I liked the Tree Hut ones too. Except for I did not like the Tree Hut one that's in like the squeezy tube. It just got stuck like in the nozzle and it kind of like started to dry out and you couldn't get that last little remaining bit of product out. So wouldn't recommend that, but their like tubs of body scrub are really nice. So the total for this was $38.97. So the final numbers for everything. The total value of all of the makeup that I used up in 2019 comes out to $807.44. The total for skin, body, hair, all of that stuff, the total comes out to $824.15. And then, so if you combine that within the year of 2019, I used up $1,631.59 worth of product. That is crazy. I don't know. I guess because you don't, like when you are purchasing makeup, like obviously you're not purchasing like your whole collection at one time. So you're getting like a little here and a little there. And so it just doesn't feel like that's the amount of like, I know, like, so I know that I didn't like buy all of this stuff within a year. But for instance, let's just say when you're buying it and you're buying like little pieces, you don't feel like it's, you know, $1,600 worth. So it's just crazy. Like, I would hate to see like what I brought in versus what I used. But that is it. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to do this again for 2020 and save up everything. And I want to get started back on doing like my monthly-ish empties. But I think what I'm going to do is just film them when I want to, like when I think I have enough products to talk about. Because I do like kind of giving like the little mini reviews on them. And so that's why I tried to hit like some high and low notes within each category in this one. But as far as goals for 2020, I really just want to continue to at least use up 2 products from every category. I think that that is a good goal. And then to me, the money value doesn't really matter because I do have like a mix of drugstore and high-end products. So obviously the drugstore products are cheaper, but it was kind of cool to be like, oh, I think they call it like reverse rouge, where like, you know, it's $1,000 to be rouge at Sephora or like $1,200 to be diamond at Ulta. And so it's kind of cool that it was like, well, I used up $1,600, so I like reverse rouged myself, you know. So I think that that would just kind of be a fun goal to have, maybe, of like using up at least $1,000 worth of products in the year of 2020. But we'll see, because like I said, the reason I think I had so much moved out in 2019 was because a lot of those already had a ton of use on them, and it was just finishing off the dregs of it and getting it out of my collection. So I don't think, like for instance, I don't think I'll finish up 13 setting sprays in the year of 2020. So we'll see what it looks like. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this video wasn't too terribly long, but I enjoy watching these kinds of things. If you film something similar to this, let me know and I will be sure to check it out. And thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!